Time for another OptiSmile podcast with Dr. Clifford Yudelman, and this week discussing transforming lives through cosmetic dentistry. Doctor, welcome once again.
Thank you very much. It's great to speak to you again. This is a continuation. We covered a lot of things last week, but I feel like I've had questions from my own patients regarding some of the things I said on last week's. So we actually, because it's such an important subject, I think we're going to really go deeper this time on similar themes, but from a different angle. So thanks for having me back.
Well, it's great to have you here, Dr. Yudelman. What are the most common cosmetic dental procedures, and how do they improve patients' smiles and confidence?
Fantastic question, and thanks for asking that. So the most common thing would be to get a checkup and make sure you don't have cavities, because cavities just get worse and worse, and a tooth that's had a big filling done will not be as beautiful as a perfect tooth that's never had a cavity. So, listening to our episode on diet and prevention and preventing any cavities in the first place, I think the best cosmetic dentistry comes in a little white box, and it's called dental floss. Not to be funny, but using fluoride toothpaste and just keeping your teeth natural is the most beautiful thing. But going on from there is every adult, whether you drink coffee or not, if you're an ex-smoker, hopefully if you're a smoker that you consider giving up. I must give another shout out to Hypno Smoking near Hout Bay. I've sent a lot of patients there, and he's able to help people to stop smoking after one session, which is quite amazing. Smoking obviously discolors your teeth, so if you're a smoker or you drink a lot of espressos or Americanos like me, getting your teeth cleaned is the most basic cosmetic dentistry procedure. But going on from there is, as you get older, your teeth can go yellow, or some people have fairly yellow teeth to start off with. And it's very easy to whiten teeth. We can do a whole episode just on whitening. So if the teeth are, if we're talking about shade, which is the color of the teeth, I call it the S's. So shade, you have to just whiten the teeth. I wouldn't recommend going and doing veneers if the only thing that bothers you is some yellowing in your teeth. If there's discoloration on the teeth from too much fluoride when you were younger, there are things that can be done to remove these discolorations. So that's going on from whitening. The other one is the situation or the position in the mouth. So you definitely don't want to go to get, you can get turkey teeth around the corner. There are a lot of dentists who will quite happily file your teeth down and do veneers or crowns to give you straight teeth, trying to make your teeth look straight, but obviously underneath the teeth are not straight. So the best way to straighten teeth is with orthodontics, and there's two main types of orthodontics. There's braces, the traditional railway tracks, and clear aligners. And without going down a rabbit hole, aligners is another whole subject on its own, and we can talk about clear aligners and braces in a future episode. And then obviously there's also veneers, which is the shape of the teeth. So if you've had your teeth whitened and now they're straightened, but you've worn your teeth down, or you've got small teeth and you'd like them to be bigger, or perhaps there's some people have these side teeth that the lateral incisors are small, you can just get those bonded with cosmetic bonding, and we use injection molded composite bonding, which is the latest way of doing veneers with no drilling and no injections. That was not the shortest answer, but I wanted to speak about the common cosmetic dental procedures. So I think we've covered that pretty well.
Doc, how does addressing dental imperfections with cosmetic dentistry impact a person's mental health and well-being?
So we spoke quite a lot about that last week, but I'm pleased you asked me to elaborate further. So on a global level, we've seen that improving dental aesthetics can lead to a decrease in depression and anxiety. We get patients who were previously on antidepressants. Once they they happy with their smile and they found a new partner, or their relationship improved because they're smiling and laughing a lot more. There's reduced anxiety. They generally appear to have a boost in their overall happiness and life satisfaction. And there's a lot of studies on that. It's not just me saying that, but we get to enjoy that with them. We see them coming in a year later, 2 years later, but one doesn't have to wait a long time to get these benefits. The benefits are immediate and have a lot of impact. Sometimes just simply getting a cleaning and a whitening can change the person's whole vibe.
Can cosmetic dental treatments play a role in improving one's professional life and career opportunities?
Yeah, so there are a lot of studies to show that investing in your smile is an investment in your career, that people that have got a confidence about them, that have a nice broad smile, that they, in interviews and meetings, when they standing up to make presentations, if they've got a confident smile, that it's linked to professional success, and it's also about the way a person feels about their smile. And there's one can make much better first impressions. As I said, during interviews and meetings, when you're confident, it conveys like a competence and a trustworthiness and approachability, as opposed to someone who's covering their mouth. A person that's got better self-esteem usually has got more presence and better performance in professional settings. And it's really a career investment. So, I'm not trying to sell it. These are things that are well researched and that our patients experience.
Doc, you know me, I like technology, so I want to ask you the following question. What advancements in dental technology have made cosmetic treatments more accessible and less invasive?
So there's been amazing strides. I mean, we in the practice have seen new technologies coming along. A few years ago, we had apps called Digital Smile Design, and it was on a iPad, and you could take a photo and show someone what potentially you could do if you did veneers. Mainly, Digital Smile Design is generally about veneers, and there's still dentists that show people these amazing before and afters, and then the answer is veneers. We don't generally go that route. We very entrenched with the Invisalign platform. So if we get a patient who's unhappy with their smile, we do a scan with a special scanner called an iTero scanner. We've got 2 in the practice, and we take photos, and we can merge the photos with the scan. We can do an outcome simulation with Invisalign that will show you how your teeth will look when they are straightened. And not only with a photo, we can show you your straightened teeth. So this is not a 2D photo that we've now done some Photoshop on. This is actually relating the 3-dimensional changes that Invisalign can do in your mouth to your photo. And just live this week, we've now got where we can shoot a video of you. And when we adjust your smile using Invisalign, before you even go ahead, you can actually see the before and after, and you can say, oh, I want to show a bit more tooth here, or I want my smile wider. So the patient is now part of the process. In the Invisalign platform as well, we have something called Smile Architect, where if you've got a missing tooth, we can actually measure the gap, and we can, in 3D, put a new tooth in there before we even touch you.
Wow.
And then there's things like injection molded composite bonding, which we'll talk about in another episode of this podcast, but where we don't even have to drill teeth to veneer them. No drilling, no injections. And these treatments we're seeing are lasting very long. And the cost, the biologic cost, meaning what's left of your tooth afterwards, you have a 0 biologic cost. There's no drilling. We whitening your existing tooth, we straightening your existing tooth, and we adding on to your existing tooth. We're not drilling away anything. So the technology is unbelievable. I mean, even since I opened OptiSmile in 2015 after working overseas for so long. I've seen every couple of months there's something that just blows me away, and our motto is, leading digital dentists, meaning not that we're the best, but we're always first into the new technology that's proven technology. We're not experimenting on our patients.
We should have you on the tech show as well, Doc, in the future to talk about technology and also how you think AI is playing a role in your field. I think that will be very interesting as well.
Oh, thank you. That's fantastic. I look forward to that. That's amazing. Thanks for inviting me.
Moving on to the process, how do dental professionals assess a patient's needs and desires to create that personalized cosmetic dentistry plan?
So, wonderful question right there, because again, some dentists may not like what I'm about to say, but it starts with sitting and listening to the patient. So we spend an hour to an hour and a half at the first visit, and I'm actually only looking in the patient's mouth for the last maybe 15 minutes. It's talking to the patient. We get patients to fill in a detailed questionnaire about, how do you rate the color of your teeth from 1 to 7? How do you rank the straightness of your teeth? And we ask all of these questions in quite a scientific way, and we actually have built a custom GPT where we use AI to analyze all of this now. So if someone fills in one of these new patient forms on our website and they send it to me, we take out their name, we just put their first name, we put it into a custom GPT that I've programmed, and it will actually help us to understand what it is that you're looking for. And then when you come in, we spend sometimes 20, 30 minutes discussing, and it's a lot to do with how you feel, like what what your parents went, like what do you think of, like maybe your father had crowns done and you thought they looked big and white or ugly, and what you're looking for. And the goal is to achieve natural looking results that complement you as individual. We take into consideration facial symmetry, skin tone, your own personal preferences. Personally, I tend to try and talk patients out of getting something that's very, very, very white and unnatural. Sometimes they don't listen and they come back and they say, "Oh, doc, you were right." And we've got to take it all off and redo it. With injection molding, we can do that, but we don't like to have to do things twice. So we really try and communicate with patients. And that's something that anyone who's doing something, whether it's plastic surgery or anything that's elective, you should have a detailed consultation process to make sure that the dentist is really meeting your expectations and is not just putting their stamp on your face. When you look at some of these so-called cosmetic dentists, you can just Google cosmetic dentist Cape Town and you can find lots with all these before and afters. And if you just get rid of the before and you look at the afters, they all look the same. And you're going to walk in there and you're going to get smile A, B, or C. And, that's what you're looking for, then by all means go ahead. But at OptiSmile, it's very personalized. And there's other dentists in Cape Town and around South Africa that do the same thing we do. I'm not trying to, tell people they have to come here to do that type of treatment, but that's what you should look for. Obviously, I'm quite passionate about that, making it personalized.
Some people obviously go for the teeth whitening and it's so bright that you actually have to wear your shades. And then they say, "Can you tell that I had my teeth whitened?" And I said, "Yes, I can, because it's so bright I can see my future."
No, I want to those people that say they had their teeth whitened and it's as white as what you're saying, I have to stop you right there because they might have gone to Turkey.
Yeah, it's probably a Turkey case. I never knew about this Turkey thing until you told me about it.
If you whiten your teeth and then you touch them up so when you do in-chair whitening, we should do a whole program just on whitening. Maybe we'll do that quite soon because it is one of the least expensive after a cleaning. It is, you don't have to do an in-chair whitening. You can do a take-home whitening, and they both end up with the same result. And a naturally whitened natural teeth still have a translucency. They still have a life to them. There are certain people that when they whiten, their teeth can go white, like you say, but it's generally the exception. And then if you get your teeth whitened, having home whitening trays and touching them up once a month or every couple of months does keep them white, but it will never be that blinding white. Like I think it was Ross or one of them in Friends. People always
Yes,
laugh about that.
I remember that so well. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Doc, what steps can individuals take at home to maintain the results of their cosmetic dental treatments?
So regular dental hygiene practices are essential for lasting results. You need to brush and floss and follow what the hygienist or the dentist tells you. Avoiding biting your nails is very important, whether you've had cosmetic bonding or even ceramic veneers. You can chip your own teeth, which means that you can chip or break bonding or veneers. Not eating, a bar one or some kind of chocolate bar that's straight out of the fridge. And some of these very, very crunchy sourdough baguettes, things like that, are very hard on your teeth. And definitely don't be chewing ice. Avoid, like if you're eating curry every single day, lunch and dinner, your teeth will get some yellow on them. So avoiding, and some big red wines can stain your teeth. All of these things can be polished or removed, but then you're going to have teeth whitening trays and touch up maybe once a month. And getting your teeth polished. I think there's not a lot of maintenance with modern cosmetic dental treatments, just especially if it's aligning them, whitening them, and bonding them. If you're doing crowns, you're going to get, if they're not fitting perfectly, you're going to get inflammation around the gum line. You're going to get all kinds of problems if you get turkey teeth.
Doc, how do you address the fear and skepticism that some patients may have about the efficacy and safety of cosmetic dental procedures?
So you must speak to the dentist that's planning on doing your treatment. For most procedures like whitening or injection molded composite bonding and Invisalign, we give patients a legal document. It's called an informed consent. We have a conversation with them. We tell them all the benefits, but we also tell them the alternatives, and we tell them all the things that can go wrong. You don't want to step into something blindly and then realize that you've made a mistake. There's always Dr. Google, and now Google has built-in AI. I research a lot of things on an AI app called Perplexity. I can highly recommend it. It's free, perplexity.ai. And then you can actually go in the little choice section, you can search just academic, and it won't look at websites. It'll actually look at published journal articles, and you can do this for any procedure. You can look up an appendectomy, removing your appendix, all the way to veneers. You can put in there how long do veneers last, and you can pull up proper journal articles from dental and medical journals from the last 5-10 years. That's how I do my research. So I don't listen to everything you see on Facebook and Instagram, and even though some people say that before and after galleries, I don't believe in that. People only put their best cases. They're not going to show things that didn't work. And testimonials are very important. I always offer patients that are skeptical. I say, look, here's a list of the last 10 patients that had this done. I've asked them. They don't mind if you give them a call, and you can call them up and ask them. There's nothing. We're not hiding anything. Ask them how it went. Did it hurt? What? How's it changed your life? Do your research. Sometimes listening to your friend that went off to Turkey or down the road and did crowns, it's not always the best advice.
What role would you say does patient education play in the success of cosmetic dental treatments?
So I think it plays a huge part. Like, you can't commit to getting clear aligners. In our case, we only do genuine Invisalign. You should do your research if you are looking at aligners, because everyone calls clear aligners Invisalign, but there's only particular proper approved providers in South Africa. And it's like buying, generic tissue at Clicks or Checkers or Dis-Chem rather than a genuine Kleenex. And when you blow your nose, it all goes on your hand. You realize, it's not a genuine Kleenex. Sorry if that's a bit gross. It's the same. You're getting what you think is Invisalign, and it comes in some box, and it's not Invisalign. And 3 months later, your teeth are not getting straight, and you go back to the dentist and you say, my Invisalign's not working. And so I think patient educating yourself, and then also being compliant. We give very strict instructions when we do even teeth whitening. We give very firm written and verbal instructions for Invisalign. We educate the patients to make sure they have realistic expectations. A lot of that's also in that informed consent, and knowing about what you need to do to look after your Invisalign. You've got to wear any braces or Invisalign or clear aligners. You have to wear retainers afterwards. You sleep with clear aligners afterwards with special retainers, or you have to get a wire bonded. We don't like doing the wires. We use Vivera retainers, which are the Invisalign ones. They're amazing. They last several years each, and you get 3 of them. So there are things when we do injection molding, even if someone hasn't had Invisalign, we often will provide them with a clear retainer to protect their teeth from grinding. A lot of people have worn their teeth down at night from clenching and grinding. We can do a whole podcast just on TMJ and stress and clenching. And you got to protect your teeth and anything you put on your teeth, especially if you've already damaged them in the first place.
Can you share a transformation story with us, Doc, that highlights the life-changing impact of cosmetic dentistry?
If you just go to Google, and I don't want to sound cocky here, but I think if you just put in OptiSmile and you go to the Google Maps, not our website, but to the Google listing, and then you start reading through the reviews on Google, there are so many patients that have said so many nice things about us, and we're always just blown away not by the fact that someone went on and gave us a 5-star review, but we've impacted on literally hundreds of people's lives. And that's just the people that are writing reviews. We don't pay people to write reviews. There are times at the end of an Invisalign treatment or after whitening, people are so blown away, and we say, thank you, that's amazing. And sometimes we get, they're just to our face. It's just so embarrassing how nice they are. And then they say, I'll do a Google review because I found you on Google. And we always, we hear that a lot, but I'd say maybe 1 in 10 of those stories are people that actually go and do a review. So if you see 50 or 100 things that sound transformational, I can assure you that there's as many that haven't written. They're just walking around enjoying their smiles. I mean, I can't think of one particular case. Every day there's people just giving the dentist a hug or going up to the reception and showing off their new teeth. I don't mean to sound like I'm blowing my own horn.
No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. You're doing a great job. And I mean, that's very important, and you're changing lives. So well done. I think that's incredible. It must be a very, very rewarding job, eh?
I absolutely love it. If you catch me on TikTok or Instagram or Facebook, I've got some videos speaking passionately about teeth whitening or about Invisalign. We will be putting a lot more video on our website and on our WhatsApp now. I've programmed a chatbot where you don't even have to speak to us. If you WhatsApp us you go on the website and you go to the OptiSmile WhatsApp. I can give you the number here, and then you just put new patient, and then you type in, I'm interested in teeth whitening, or I'm interested in Invisalign. It will actually send you a PDF with more information. So you don't even have to look through the internet or anything. You can just get a download on some of these procedures. Yeah, I can give you our WhatsApp number here if someone wants to just send us a WhatsApp. It's 071 140 or 140 0396. That's 071 140-0396, or you can go to optismile.co.za or Google us. And if you're on your phone, you just click the little button. It goes straight into WhatsApp. Just go through the chat bot and you can download a PDF in a few seconds.
That sounds great. Just lastly, Doc, looking ahead, what new trends or innovations in cosmetic dentistry should patients be excited about?
Well, 3D printing is taking the world by storm. We use a lot of 3D printing. We're looking forward to, I foresee, we now can do a video of you and show you what your newly straightened and or bonded teeth will look like. I think soon we'll have augmented reality where you'll be able to go home, you'll scan a barcode, and you'll be able to take your phone and hold it in front of your face and speak to your husband or wife and show them how your teeth will look. They'll be looking, you'll use your selfie camera, I think, and you'll hold the screen towards the person that you want to show. And I think we'll have augmented reality. I'm really keen on that. I've been telling the people at Invisalign, if they're not working on it, they should. I'm sure they're working on it. It's an amazing company. As of this last week, they've already done 17 million Invisalign cases. They've been going 20 years or just longer. And Harris, who's with me in the practice, has been doing Invisalign for that long. He's been doing Invisalign for 20 years, genuine Invisalign. So the innovations that we see are mainly coming from Align technology. So we've got their latest scanner, which can scan your mouth in about 3 minutes. And it's very high resolution. They just launched a scanner on the 16th of February that we can scan your entire mouth literally in seconds. In fact, you can pick it up and scan your own mouth. It's got 6 laser cameras, and it is so clear that we don't even have to take photos of your teeth inside your mouth anymore. It's got like infinite zoom. We can zoom in on a filling, and if there's a crack, we could literally zoom in on that crack and see it in 3D and high resolution, which is unbelievable. We don't have that yet. We'll get that in South Africa. It usually takes us, we should have that towards the end of the year. And those scanners they're not giving them away. They're not cheap, but we'll definitely have the first one in South Africa. We had the first Invisalign iTero element, and now we got the very first Invisalign 5D Plus in South Africa. There are some other dentists that have those as well, but we got the first one, and we'll have the latest and greatest. I keep wanting to call it Virtuoso, but it's got some other fancy name, and whatever it's called, we're definitely looking forward to getting it. Amazing technology from Invisalign.
Looking forward to hearing all about it as we go along, Doc. And that's another OptiSmile podcast with Dr. Clifford Yudelman. As always, thank you so much for your time and sharing your knowledge with us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. And I remembered the name. It's called the Lumina, the iTero Lumina, coming to an OptiSmile near you.
Awesome. Sounds great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Until next week.
Okay. Have a great week. I love speaking to you, and
you too.
Can't
likewise.
wait to do our next one next week. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thanks so much.
Okay. Bye.